Welcome back to another tip of the week with Adriana Cerdeira from Computer Buddy BR. And today we're going to talk about cleaning your hard drive. That's another thing techs are always telling you. You want to increase your computer performance, clean your hard drive. What do they mean by that? What should I do? I'm going to tell you now. So how many times have you heard a tech tell you, clean your hard drive so that you can get a better computer performance? What do they mean with that? That's simple. Remember last week when we talked about the RAM memory and the hard drive memory, when we said the RAM memory was the engine of the car that made your computer apps run, and the hard drive memory was the trunk of the car where you stored your files, where you stored your luggage. Well, unlike a car, when a computer is running out of RAM memory, the computer can borrow memory from your hard drive, from your C disk. This is very important. It's not all your hard drives. Maybe you have more than one hard drive or you have your one hard drive, but your hard drive is partitioned. The computer, when you're running out of memory, can borrow from your C disk. The C disk is where your OS, your operating system is installed. So that's why actually you see people who know a lot about computers usually partition their hard drives and so that they don't place anything on the C disk, only the operating system and the softwares they have. Or even better, most people who can afford that and understand of computers, they have different hard drives altogether. One just for their files and one just for the C disk, just for the operating system. But even if you do that, what happens is when you're running your softwares, there are two things that happen. One, each software to run, like I have a Word application to run, they start saving temporary files to be able to run. For instance, Word saves a lot of temporary files so that you can recover a file should your Word crash. And they save them everywhere, spread out. Your browser will save cookies and cache files so that you can upload your pages faster. So they save them around and they're not really good at cleaning after themselves. So that's one thing. Usually after a while that you've been using your computer starts getting cluttered with those temp files. So that's one thing you need to clean. The other thing you need to clean is what's called the white space. What is the white space, Adriana? The white space is like this. When you delete a file from your computer, you're not actually, and you clean your trash, okay? Because while your file is in your trash, the file is still counting as occupying memory. But when you delete and clean your trash, the file isn't actually deleted from your computer. What your computer said was, hey, here I have these amount of space, let's say 100 megabytes. Let's say you had a video file and that file had 100 megabytes. So the computer is telling the operating system, hey, I have 100 megabytes here that are available. Should you need space, you can overwrite what's here in these 100 megabytes in this allocated space. So when you go to your about of your Mac, or if you come here in the Windows and see your hard drives, they say here, oh, you have this amount of free space. That's not actually real free space. That's available space, okay? Because you might have a lot of white space there, which is space that isn't really free. Has just been made available to be able to overwrite whatever was there. So what you want to do, you want to wipe out that free space. You want to really delete that free space. Really make that space free instead of just available. And how you do that? Well, there are several ways. Many OSs have what's called a Ccleaner, and you can use that. But honestly, I prefer Ccleaner. And I'm going to come here on Google and I'm going to write Ccleaner, okay? And you'll see that the very first link is to ccleaner.com. Ccleaner is from Piriform. And this is a really good software for increasing the performance for cleaning your computer, okay? There's a free version and a pro version. Honestly, the free version is more than enough for most people. But if you want, you can buy the pro version. The free version, I'm going to tell you to download here and click twice on your downloaded file and then follow the steps for your OS. Okay, I'm not going to show you here how to download. What I'm going to show you is how to use. But to download, you're going to have to come here, and if you're going to download the free version, there are going to be like 3 steps because they're going to try to sell you the paid one. Okay, so you just have to follow all the steps and download. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Ccleaner, and you have the easy clean. That's not what you want. You want custom clean. Okay, and you want to you're going to have the windows, what's already native to Windows, or what's already native to Mac if you have Mac, and you have applications which are applications you've downloaded and installed, like Firefox or Google Chrome or other applications. And what you want to do is you want to select, for instance, for the browsers, select everything except your saved passwords and maybe your saved cards if you're one of those people who saves your cards to your browser. Then here, what you want to do is you want to select again everything except network passwords, and I also don't select other MRUs. Usually this already comes selected, so you won't have to think about that. And the same for the system. You should select everything, especially the temporary files, and empty your recycle bin because a lot of people forget to empty their trash. But mostly everything except your start menu shortcuts and your desktop shortcuts, because if you have shortcuts, you have a reason for that. Then you have the advanced part task here, and again, you want to select everything except environment path and custom files and folders, because again, if you have a custom file and folder, you have a reason for that. And usually when you click on this, I'm gonna unclick here and I'm gonna click again, and you see they're gonna give you a warning. Okay, if you clean that, then your window isn't going to open exactly in the last place you open the window with the last size you open the window. Say okay, because if you have to resize, that's okay. But the most important is here, wipe free space. Okay, and in the applications, again, just save your passwords. Okay, and check your saved passwords, but everything else you can clean up, because you want to clean up all that crap, all those error logs, all those little shortcuts they leave so that you can open a file faster, or the list of the last files open, or the list of the last taskbar open. You want to click that. You can analyze first, but usually what I do is I run cleaner. Okay, and then you're gonna see, this is the important part. You're gonna see the cleaner working, cleaning the Internet Explorer, cleaning everything. If you have Chrome, because Chrome doesn't close when you close the window. Chrome, again, is keeping here Chrome open always, even if you have all your windows closed. So they're going to say Chrome needs to be closed, and you're going to say yes, and they're going to close the application. And usually after a little while, they're going to say, yeah, this application is too long. Can I force the close? And you click on yes, and then this is going to be cleaned. And I know I had Chrome open, but this is going to happen even if you have all your Chrome tabs closed, all your windows closed, because Chrome isn't closing properly. Then you get here to the 98%, and this is the part where I'm going to tell you. 98%, you're going to say, oh, now this is stuck here. It's been 2 hours and it's still in 98%. I'm going to explain to you why that's going to get stuck there. It's not going to get stuck. It's going to be working. It's going to be deleting, wiping out your white space. And the amount of time that's going to take is going to depend on your hard drive and the amount of free space you have. The more free space, the more time that's going to take, because that's going to go through all your free space. But then also, the bigger the hard drive, the more time this is going to take. Why does the 2 last percent take more than everything else? Because this is simple. This is checking out tasks, okay? One task, clean internet cache. One task, clean internet history. So this is like if you had 5 tasks and wipe free space was the last task. So they went and did all 4 tasks, and then you're left with 1 task, and that's what's counting. That's really, if you think like that, yes, wipe free space is 2% of the work, but because it's 1 task of 5. But it's not really, it's actually most of the work. And it's the work that takes the more time. and it's the work that you just have to leave there. You don't use your computer while you're cleaning your history, while you're running Ccleaner. Do that when you can leave your computer alone, because this is going to take a lot of time. And if you're running other software, if you're creating temporary files, if you're writing and reading from your hard drive and writing new files, deleting other files, then Ccleaner is never going to end, because it's constantly going to go back. Oh, I already cleaned this, but now I have to clean again. Okay, so this is something that you run alone. You only run alone. And this is very important. Come here to your startup menu in your preferences and go to your system. Okay, you want to go to energy, and you can suspend your screen, but you can't suspend the computer. You have to place never here on suspend the computer, and you can change this afterwards. But while Ccleaner is running, place never, because like I said, Ccleaner is going to take hours to clean your computer, to really wipe that free space. And if the computer goes to idle, the computer suspends, goes to idle, Ccleaner will go to idle too, will stop running, and then you left your computer on for nothing. Okay, it's there now though, doing nothing. Okay, so what you want to do is do that, and then afterwards you can go back and place that again on the settings you prefer for idle, but not while running Ccleaner. Okay, you just have to leave Ccleaner running. I usually always leave on never, because since I work with editing, I usually go render my files and go do something else, and I don't want the computer suspending. But you might want to save battery life or to save energy. But on this one task, always remember to go take that away and place that on never, and then go back. Another tip is run your Ccleaner if you can once a week, or at least once a month. Okay, especially if you're in the habit of filling up. For instance, I work with video editing, so my videos are large. So I usually, when I'm editing a class, when I'm editing an online course, my hard drive fills up to the brink, and then afterwards, when I'm done, I take away all those files. I place them only on Dropbox and on an external hard drive. And so I delete that. So my computer is technically free, but not really, because all that free space that goes to the full of my computer is actually just designated space. Okay, so I have to make sure I wipe that free space. So do that, and you'll see your performance will get better. And it's not going to do any miracles. Okay, your computer is not going to suddenly work like if your computer was new, but it's going to make a difference for you, okay, for running computers, unless this is being caused by a virus or something else. But when your computer usually runs smoothly, and then suddenly your computer is slow, it's slow to open, it's slow to do stuff, running Ccleaner helps with that. Okay, so if you like the tip, subscribe to my channel and go check out my Udemy profile that is sent on the description to see my other courses. And I'll see you next week with another tip. See you then.